Folks, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. Welcome back to Just a Podcast. I am very honored to have this guest on the show, Lawson, with me. And just as always, we're just going to jump right into it. Did you ever watch Dragon Tales growing up?
I did. It's actually okay. It's so funny that you say that because I actually have a crystal, and the whole reason I bought this crystal is because I thought it looked like the crystal in Dragon Tales.
Whoa!
I mean, it's not as light, but like the
Right.
colors are kind of similar.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Oh my gosh.
that was wild. That was some
Mm-hmm.
synergistic stuff happening. But yeah, I love Dragon Tales. Loved it.
There's
Did you watch it?
probably, yes, absolutely,
Okay.
I did. I watched it whenever I could.
Oh, it's so good. I don't even really remember what the premise was. I just remember like the crystal and the dragons and then the little kids. But other than
Mm-hmm.
that, like if someone was like, describe dragon tales, I'd be like,
Yeah.
well, there were dragons, there were
Mm-hmm.
tails. That's all I know.
Alexa, can you help me out here? And then she clicks on and gives the synopsis, and oh, okay, thank you, Alexa. And it's just like she's always helpful.
Yeah, she's always there for us, for sure.
There has to be an eBay item of the stone somewhere. I'm sure they must have
Like, yeah, there has to be.
distributed
I feel
a
like
stone somewhere.
because it was like a
Someone got it.
moonstone in the show, right? Like they did like a moon, which is an actual crystal. So like, I don't have one, or else I would like have out of my collection. That's behind you. But yeah, that's crazy. I'm sure they exist. They have to.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Man, what a time to sit down and watch so many great classics on TV. It was, you'd sit there Monday morning before school or during the weekend, and the last show
Yeah.
would come on, and you would know you had to go to school, and you don't want to leave the TV. Then the TV
See,
gets
yeah.
turned off, and Dad's like, "Come on, you gotta be late." Like, dang it,
Well,
you gotta
no. I
go.
was actually homeschooled, so mine was a little bit different. So
Okay,
I remember we were only allowed to watch cartoons like on the weekend. So I remember waking up really, really early on Saturdays just to watch cartoons.
yeah,
And then that show would come on. But I remember being really bummed during the week and not being able to watch it.
yeah.
So good.
I just listened to the theme song on the road to school actually a couple times.
Really?
Yeah, on the road I was trying to do it. It wasn't the car wasn't shaking. I don't listen to music like that, but it was at a volume to where it could be alluded that some people might have heard it. I cannot confirm that, but it wasn't that loud. But I wasn't ashamed to have it at the volume that I did.
Blair it.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I remember it. I'll have to listen to it after this to I'm sure
Mhm.
the minute it plays, the nostalgia will just like hit me like a ton of bricks. Yeah, it's like, oh my god, I'm like 5 again.
Man, what other shows were did you watch that you enjoyed back in the day?
Back in the day, I remember watching Veggie Tales a lot. Did you ever watch that?
Okay. Yes,
Yeah,
Veggie
like
Tales.
the Veggie Tales with like the tomato and the broccoli. I don't remember their names, but I remember like yeah, like I wasn't allowed to watch a lot of TV growing up. Kind of like I
Okay.
said, for like for the first couple years, I like growing up, we didn't have TV at all. Like we had a TV, but we didn't have any like cable or anything like that.
Hmm.
So I remember like we had so many at that time I would have been VHSs like so many like having to wind them and stuff. But
Oh my
anyways,
gosh.
yeah, remember that? Isn't that like
Yeah.
such like a like what? Like having to wind it and then when you would like stick it in and it wasn't at the right spot, you're like, no, and then like having to pull it back out and rewind it. But yeah, so we had a lot of VHSs, a ton. And I remember we watched like a lot of Veggie Tales. I wish I could remember the name of it, but when we finally did get cable, like Saturday mornings, there was this one show on and it was like an Egyptian and like a cat, but that's all I remember about it. Do you kind of
Oh,
remember what I'm talking about?
Tuttenstein?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, yeah. We used to watch that. I have a twin brother, so we like were always together and
Mm-hmm.
doing stuff. But yeah, loved those growing up. Loved those shows. I also watched Curtis the Cowardly Dog. Isn't that
No,
was a good one? I
that's
remember
it
getting
right
creeped out,
there.
right? Like I remember watching it sometimes and being like, "This is kind of scary."
Yeah, this is a horror show. What's going on
Yeah, and
here?
I don't do horror. I not my
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. I see a trailer for a scary film, and I'm contemplating leaving for a little bit because it's getting a little too intense. The framing is getting all closer and closer, and the music's getting louder. And okay,
Louder.
not to be rude, but I need to stand up real fast and walk out. Let me know if this is
Sometimes,
over.
yeah, sometimes at night, if I'm watching YouTube or something and like a horror trailer comes on, I literally have to like cover my hands over my screen because I'm just like, it's not there, it's not real, because
Yeah.
I want to go to sleep. Yeah, even
Look,
just the trailers, I'm like, okay, no thanks.
time to mute. Put it
Yeah,
on
exactly.
mute.
Seriously, like mute it, and then like I kind of like crack my laptop so I can still see there's light until like there's a little bit of darkness, and I'm like, okay, it's over. Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes, it's good to keep the volume down too, because when I was a kid, sometimes you forget that you had the volume on pretty loud, and the windows desktop would turn on, and ding, 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 and it would blare out, and you would leap backwards and go, "Whoa,
Absolutely.
that's
Yeah,
loud!"
or like sitting too close to the TV. I remember I used to get in so much trouble with my mom because like I would sit. I don't, and I have good eyes, so it's not like couldn't see, but I would sit like this close to the TV, like so close where I couldn't even really. My mom would always go, and she's like, "What are you doing?" Like I don't know. I think it's like it made me feel like I was actually in the world because
Hmm.
it encompassed my whole vision.
Yeah.
But now I realize I'm like, oh, that probably wasn't great for my eyes. Like,
They're communicating with me. I can hear their language. They're telling me
exactly.
Oreo's characters will be discontinued in 2012. And then you're like,
Oh,
oh no, she figured it out.
yep. So true. So true. But too funny.
When I was in the library, I would put my hand up to the glass screen and it would pull out and that little static noise of in the library.
Yeah.
I don't know why I always did it. There's just something about the screen where if you touched it, it would shock you or zap
Ooh.
your hairs a
Yeah.
little.
It
But I
made
was
your hair stand
fascinated.
up. Wild. Yeah, I don't think I ever had that experience, but I've definitely been shocked or like when your hair. I don't like when my like hairs on my arm stand up. I think that's the
Yeah.
creepy feeling. Yeah.
Back in the day when libraries had those massive desktop thingies, and now
Yeah.
I'm not sure if they even have those.
They have them. They maybe have. They probably just have like regular desktops, but
Yeah.
not those like huge, yeah, giant monsters.
It's not the same. It's not the same.
Also, I just don't know many people who go to libraries anymore who are like out of college.
Yeah.
They've kind of they're outdated because you can get everything on your device, which I
Mm-hmm.
enjoy. I love like bookstores and libraries. They're my favorite.
Mm-hmm. I can see a lot of people going to the library, if they have a Subway sandwich. If you don't want to eat it in a public environment, hey, there's a library down the street. I'll just eat my Subway sandwich in a corner of a place where no one can see me reading Nancy Drew books, just in my little corner, just looking through, nostalgia, I can peek over. What is he? Nancy Drew? What is he reading?
Oh, we all have our guilty pleasures, don't we?
Hmm. What projects have you been doing since
Oh, I think it would have been 2018 when we did our,
yes.
yeah. So since then, it's actually so much has happened. I moved out to LA, which has been amazing. I'm currently right now in Arizona just because of everything going on in the world. I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to be back with my family. But yeah, so like living in LA, and I got an agent and a manager, and I've been auditioning for like some things I can't like now. There's a couple things I can talk about because it's past, but like I've auditioned for like things like Stranger Things and like big stuff, which has
Ooh.
been crazy. Nothing booked as of yet, but um it's been really good. I mean, I booked a couple little things like since we've talked, I've probably done like 10 short films, which has been good.
Oh.
One of them got into Cannes, which is really cool. Nothing crazy happened from that, but then and then most recently I did a episode for, it was called Stuck, and it was for the YouTube channel called Brat, if you've ever heard of them. They do a bunch of like little like web series shows.
Okay.
Yeah, they're really more like popular with like influencers. They have like a bunch of influencers come on, and then they'll hire actors as well. So I did that, which was really cool. I got to drop an iPhone a bunch, which was like a blast to do. Yeah, like that was my story. Like I like bumped into someone and like the phone broke, but it was actually funny because they were so worried about the phone breaking before it was ready because they only had like 2 phones to break.
Mhm.
So if you actually watch the episode and you watch when I'm walking down the hall and I'm like this, I'm not holding anything. I'm not holding a phone because they were so worried this girl was like hitting me so full force. They
Mhm.
were so worried that the phone that that wasn't supposed to be broken yet was going to fall and break and actually do what like they want to do later in the scene. So if you look, I'm not holding anything and she's actually holding the phone. So that way when she catches it and she's like, oh, here you go, I don't have anything in my hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I had a couple of people, like I was looking through the comments one day and people were catching it. They're like, she's not even
He's like,
holding a phone.
"Haha." You thought I
So people
wouldn't
were
catch it.
a little Easter egg. I think I'm in the 6th episode or something like that. Or no, I'm in a
Okay.
couple of the episodes because it's almost like a Groundhog Day type of thing where like she keeps waking up with the same thing, and I'm one of the students that she bumps into. But that was super cool. And then I did a crime show called Man with a Van, and that was really cool.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm the reason the girl got killed, which was unfortunate.
Oh no.
Not to give it away or anything, but I
Right.
was in an episode called Into the Woods. So yeah, it's been good. I've been doing well.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
congratulations. That is
thank
a lot of
you.
fun.
Yeah, it really is. It's a whole different ballgame being out in LA, but I'm loving every second of it.
Mm-hmm. What about commercials? Would you ever like to, pay homage to a lot of your childhood snacks? Maybe be in a Gushers commercial or Capri Sun commercial or something like that?
Oh, that's such a good question. It's funny now because I have when I was younger, obviously I didn't, but now I have so many food intolerances, so I don't even know if I'd actually be able to eat them. But like I like snacks I loved as a kid. Gushers is a really good one. I loved Gushers. But I feel
Mm-hmm.
like if I was gonna do a commercial, I feel like either like a Warhead or no, not Warheads, Airheads. My friend actually just did an Airheads commercial, which is so funny. I
Wow.
know her head is gonna blow up, like how their heads blow up.
Yeah.
Yes, he just did that. My friend Taya, which was so cool. But I think if I had to choose one, I feel like I'd have to do like an Oreo commercial.
Okay.
Yeah. I
There we
love a good
go.
Oreo. I miss Oreos. They have gluten-free ones though, which is amazing at Whole Foods, and they're technically not Oreos, but they're still
Mm.
delicious. So I feel like a good old Oreo commercial would be fun.
Hey.
Yeah. What was your like favorite childhood snack? Now I'm so curious.
Um, Gosh, if
Like a
I
heart.
were to bring all the snacks into this classroom, it would
Hmm.
probably take up the entire floor, most likely. There's so many snacks, so many versions, varieties, and flavors of one snack that it just doubles and
Yeah,
expands.
absolutely.
But I would say that the best snack would be vanilla wafers.
Those are so good. That's a
Yeah.
good choice. That's a really good choice. I remember. Oh, I think I have to change my answer. Cheese balls.
Okay. That's the whole thing. Sit
Yeah, the
down for the
human
movie. All right.
skin.
I got my snack. Pick out the top.
Yeah. Oh, so good. And then it was all over your fingers and your face. I actually have a picture. I wish I could find it. But I was probably like 1.5. I was tiny. I'm already short as is, and I already was a small child. So, and I was holding the cheese ball container, but it's bigger than I am. It's like you can barely see my eyes as I'm like trying to carry it out of the pantry.
That's how
So,
you work
big
out as a
cheese
kid.
ball fan.
2 barrels of cheese balls, and you do presses.
Just,
One,
yeah, do some
two,
curls, you know.
3. All right,
That actually
time
be
to
a
go to
really
my
funny
coloring
commercial.
book and
Yeah.
draw a ladybug.
We need to call the cheese ball advertising team and let them know our idea of like bench
Yeah.
press cheese balls.
Mm-hmm.
That's genius. I love
I can see that being a commercial. 2 kids
Yeah,
walking down the neighborhood. What are you doing? I gotta
exactly.
work out. Cheese balls, taste the cheese, or
Something like that.
something like that. Taste
Whatever
the
their catch
cheese.
line is. Yeah, I actually auditioned for jelly beans, which was a fun little
Oh,
audition.
okay.
Yeah, it was really fun. It was a good time. It was very interesting because most of those commercials are so quick. You're like in and you're out. But yeah, so that was one of my first commercial auditions out in LA. I did not get it. Obviously, I'm not on any
Mm.
jelly bean commercials, but it was fun.
Have you ever done a food commercial where you had to, like a test commercial where you had to eat something in front of people before in order to do the actual commercial? Pizza commercial, they have pizza and they go action, and you have to eat it and be like, wow, this tastes good, on your face. You have to show that somehow.
I've never luckily had to eat. I've actually done a Domino's commercial though, funny enough, like
Okay.
auditioned for one. And luckily I've never had to eat for an audition, which is good because I'm pretty sure if it like because I'm pretty sure they have to tell you if you're gonna eat it for like dietary reasons like me.
Mhm.
So like in like so when you get an audition, you'll get like a breakdown of like what they want when auditioning was in person, which isn't really happening anymore. But they'd be like, wear blank attire. I remember one audition I had to wear a swimsuit and I was like, I have to just like walk in a swimsuit. And my agent
Yeah.
was like, no, 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 just put it under your clothes. And I was like, oh, okay, that makes more sense. But and then they'll generally like I'm pretty sure they'll put like must try product or something or must eat because like, there's so many vegans and people with like dietary allergies.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've never been put in that situation, knock on wood, and hopefully I won't
Okay.
have to. But I don't want to have to turn it down and being like, can you just like make it gluten free and have dairy or yeast
Mm-hmm.
because I have like 1,000,003 allergies.
Here's my list. See, I can't have
No,
this, and it's like,
it would be. It would literally
well,
be like a spreadsheet of being like, here you go. I would love to be in your commercial. I
yeah.
just can't do any of these things.
This Stefan spreadsheet, and then he just comes in and just hand it to me. Thank you, Stefan.
Yeah.
Thank you. And then you start your
Thank you,
audition.
Stefan. You're free for the day.
Yes.
Yeah, no.
Here's some Oreo cakes there, Stefan. I've got them right here. That's a part of his paycheck. He gets
Right.
Oreo cakesters. He actually put that on his contract. Yeah, you want me to work with you, you must
Right.
have Oreo cakesters. That's a must.
That's a
Font
must. Absolutely.
16 on his resume. Font, it's usually 11 or 12. It's 16 on his
Right.
resume.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because in my acting class, we had a pizza. We didn't actually have pizza, but for the acting exercise, we had to eat it and showcase this tastes delicious. And then we watched it in class,
Yeah.
and I tried to, but the pizza wasn't in front of me. I had to imagine eating a pizza, and I did my best, but I think it would help if there was an actual I would be able to convey this tastes great.
Right.
It's not there. I didn't have a lot to go
So
with.
it didn't, yeah. So you didn't actually have a pizza slice?
No.
You were just pretending to eat it?
Mm-hmm.
That's always terrible. When you go into auditions and it's like, okay, you're I will never forget this was actually and this is common with acting, but like with auditions when you don't have a lot of time to prep or anything like that, and they're like, okay, look here, there's a dead body. And it's like literally a piece of tape on the ground, and you're like, okay. You're like in your brain trying to figure out how you're gonna pretend there's a dead. I mean, that's acting though. That's the joy of acting. But it's definitely hard with especially with commercial auditions where they're like, okay, I had an I had a Nerf gun commercial audition, and I had to pretend. First of all, I walked in there and I can look really young without the makeup and the hair and everything. So I'll like go out for pretty young roles, like 15 age range, like 15 to like 20. But this one was for like a 14-year-old. And I was like, okay. So like I made myself look really young. My hair was in braids and I walked in, but like I think everyone else there was like actually 14. So I was like, oh. And then when I walked in, the casting director was an absolute doll, like the sweetest person I've ever met. But she's like, okay, so you're gonna pretend that you were with a bunch of friends and you're with no one. You're by yourself and you're talking to them and you're shooting all these Nerf guns and I want you to roll all over the floor. So I was in like jeans and I'm like rolling on the floor like pew 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 like and I was like, guys, come on. And I'm like not talking to anyone. I'm like, we can do this, we can win this. And I've never felt so silly in my life, but it was actually really fun. It definitely brought out like my inner 7-year-old boy. And we didn't even have guns, just like fake ones. I'm just
Okay, dang it. That would have been something.
I know. That would have been fun, like if I had actual like bullets and I was like shooting, but no, just in my mind.
A little walkie-talkie taped onto your shoulder.
Yeah.
You got a target on the left, copy that. I got him. I give him my sight. And then you take him down.
That would be amazing. I would love that if they gave us a full get up, but no. Just walking in there, rolling on the floor, talking to no one.
Right. Have you ever done any voice acting for commercials or anything like that?
I've done an audition or two for them where you have to like record yourself and then send them in, but I've never booked one. I would love to do like an animated like show someday. That'd be so fun. I would love to do like a voiceover. I don't think they would ever cast me for this because I'm like a petite little, like not girl, woman, but it like, you know, like the monster truck voiceover is like Saturday. I don't think I could do it, but like just like the idea of recording something like that I think would be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. You have tacos.
Yeah. Be there this Saturday to watch monster trucks crush other monster trucks. I don't know. I don't even know what they say, but whatever that is.
Tom Cruise and John Cena themselves.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Absolutely. That'd be amazing.
AC/DC at 7:30 p.m.
Yeah. Or doing like one of the commercial, like one of the little like oh gosh, I'm trying to think of like a jingle. What's the insurance one? It's like it's not coming to me. Well, anyways, it's not Progressive, but it's like the one and it has like that little jingle and it's like life and it's like the life insurance one. It'll come to me eventually, but I think doing like something like that would be funny. Like one of the little like famous jingles, but like having your own interpretation of it.
Right. Yeah, I think one of the studio audience members might know what it is. Sir in the front. Oh, shaking his head. He doesn't want to share.
Can I call Fred? What is it? It's like oh, isn't that the worst when you're like on the spot and you can't remember it?
Yeah.
Or like the Red Robin Yum.
Oh
like
yes,
yes.
yes.
That's not the one I was thinking of, but like that would be really fun to do. There's so many.
I have a slight problem with Red Robin. You must specify you want unlimited French fries when you go there. Otherwise, they just give you one thing. That's it. You know, I can devour thousands of bottomless French fries, and to get one, you know, you get 2 little wedges in the whole thing. You go, 2 wedges. I can eat 100 of these things. What are you guys doing in the back? I know you got a big old bag that you have to slice down and toss into the oil. Just give me as many as possible. I want an overflow in the package, in the basket.
Yum. I love French fries. I love sweet potato fries. Those are like
Ooh,
so good. So good.
I haven't dabbled into that area just yet.
You haven't? I would recommend it. It's very good.
Okay,
Very, very good. Different but good.
okay. What would be what is your go-to condiment for sweet potato fries?
Ooh, see, I like to go a little sweeter with when it comes to like sweet potato fries. So like
Okay.
I've made like I don't know if this is like a real dip or anything, but like it's really good with any kind of like sweet butter. Like any kind of
Oh,
maple butter, like dipping them in maple butter, really good. Probably not great for you, but it's delicious.
right.
Like a maple butter is really good, or like I even dip them in like almond butter. So
Oh, almond
yeah, that's kind
butter.
of like my go-to, or like a little bit
Mm-hmm.
of peanut butter and honey. So good.
Almond butter. Taste the almonds.
Taste. It needs to be a thing. Someone needs to come out with that.
Yeah. Did you ever make an Eggo sandwich before where you have the top Eggo waffle, then you have stuff inside, and then you got the bottom, and then if you got syrup on top or something like that?
Oh, I've never made one myself, but I've been to restaurants that do it. Like there's a one out in California. I think they have actually several locations, but it's in Huntington. It's called Brooksie's, and they're like that's their specialty. It's like sandwiches on waffles. It's so
Yeah. The next day you gotta run for 5 hours
yeah,
afterwards.
or just like accept the indulgence, of
Hmm.
your body just being like, well, okay, so this is where we're
Yeah.
at. Yeah.
This is where we're at today. I just consumed 2 packages of Oreos by myself. Might need to call the
Oh,
doctor tonight because I'm gonna have some trouble.
I do that with like peanut butter. Like I'll go through or like almond butter or any
Yeah.
kind of nut butters. I will go through like a full jar with a spoon. And then the next day I'm like, I don't feel great. Maybe I should maybe I shouldn't do
Yeah.
that.
This,
You like
this
hit the bottom and you're like, oh no.
this was me. This wasn't
Yeah.
even Jerry. This was me this time. Mom always
Yeah.
gets on Jerry, but this time it's me that did
Yeah.
this.
It's like when you like open it fresh and it really was only you.
Yeah.
You're like, well, this is okay.
Mm-hmm. I hope this doesn't cause me the Sunday runs because that's not going to be fun. The football game's on, and I got to see the guys win the game.
Yeah. I'm not a big football watcher. If I'm gonna
Okay.
watch any sport, I generally watch like I generally watch people beat each other up. I love UFC. I like fight nights are my jam. It's so funny too because everyone's like, you like watching people like you don't want to watch some like a friendly sport, more like football. I'm like, no, I want to watch people bleeding.
Mm.
So good. I think it's just there's just something like invigorating, and I do a little bit of MMA myself. So I think when you've done a sport and then watching, it's like way more fun. You
Okay.
know?
Yeah. We never grew up with that with boxing. I remember I don't know where I was, but I was seeing a boxing match, and it was getting a little bloody, and kid me was saying, I'm gonna have a happy meal pretty soon. Don't want to lose my appetite. Let me maybe go
Yeah,
back in my room or something, and I don't wanna gotta eat this. I gotta eat it. I want to eat it, and this is gonna take away my appetite. Let me just
yeah,
exit
yeah. It
the
gets
room.
it gets intense. That's for sure.
Were you a chicken nugget person or a hamburger person as a kid?
Oh, chicken nuggets all the way.
Okay.
Like, dinosaur nuggets, like the ones that were like
Oh
those were my
yeah.
jam. Yeah, I loved those as a kid. Those in like ketchup were great.
Oh gosh.
Yeah,
That's
ketchup
a
or sweet
combo
sauce.
right there.
Dream team. Or if we were like going out, sometimes I'd do like a honey mustard sauce, but I could only do like one packet, and then I'd
Okay.
get like tired of it.
Did you ever attempt the 20-piece McChicken thing? I'm not sure they still do it, but
I Yeah, I've seen it. No, no, no.
Okay.
I prefer not to have stomach aches.
Okay, yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot they put in there. Yeah. I
It really is.
think I've ordered like a custom order, and I think the most I consumed was 14. Yeah.
That's a lot though. My brother, he's crazy. He like has the fastest metabolism I've ever met on any human being. But he'll go to Cane's and get like the cater platter, like the ones that they take for catering, that has like 40 tenders in it, and he'll eat like half of it in a sitting.
Wow.
And he's like, he's in good shape. Like I'm like,
Mhm.
how what? Like it's wild. Like when he ordered it the first time I was in the car, and I was like, are you going somewhere? Like, do you have a party to attend?
Yeah.
And he's like, no, like this is just for me. And I was like, okay.
Whoa.
It's like a full tin. Like it comes in a tin. Yeah, it's wild.
Wow.
Yeah. Crazy guy.
I have my plate service can be substantial. Sometimes you've had a long day and looks like a cheat meal that Dwayne Johnson has, on his days he's not working out. It's massive. And
Right.
you go,
Yeah,
whoa,
exactly.
this is a
Just
lot
getting
of
on
food.
a lot of food. And he'll just eat it like on a not a daily basis, but like it's not like he hasn't eaten all day. Just
Right.
that's what he'll have for like a meal. Pretty funny.
Do you still have any childhood collectibles with you currently that didn't reach the trash?
Oh, that didn't reach the trash. That's such a good question. I mean, I do have a it's I don't know if it's like a collectible, but like I have a baby blanket that I think I've had since
Okay.
I was 4. And I remember because my mom used to actually sell them for us, and she would like let us go to the fabric store and we pick out the pattern. And I remember I like looking back, I'm like shocked my mom let me pick up the pattern because I had like pinup girls on it. But like I just liked their dresses. I just thought they were really cute. So I have that baby blanket still, and it's like in shreds. But like I refuse to get rid of it. So I feel like that's probably the only thing that like I'm pretty good at throwing things away. I mean, I
Okay.
keep like nostalgic stuff, but that's mostly like old drawings or like papers or things like that. But yeah, no, I do still have that baby blanket that probably should have seen the trash many years ago.
Mm. One thing I threw away that I regret is cafeteria menus. Some days I'll be sitting at home editing a video and I'll say, I'm curious what Kid Me had on November 12th of 2009. But since I threw out the menu for November 2009, I don't remember what I had on November 12th. And now I'm frustrated that I don't remember if I had, because if I see it was on the menu that day, I can remember, okay, my mom made a lunch that day or I got something from the cafeteria, but they were thrown out. So now I can't remember to a certain amount, of days did I bring lunch that day or was it at the cafeteria? I don't know. And I just have to leave it in the air and leave it unsolved.
I guess you'll never know.
Yeah.
That's kind of interesting. I've never thought about keeping like a cafeteria menu, but that is kind of cool of being able to look back and be like, oh, I had this today, you know?
Yeah.
So I did go to school for a short little while when I was like 4th to 5th grade. I went to a charter school and we didn't have a cafeteria, so you had to bring your own lunch, except for on Fridays we always had pizza, and that I actually enjoyed.
Oh, okay.
I was able to have pizza. You know, like the little like I don't we used to call them pizza tables, but like the little like thing that held the center of the pizza together that looked like a little table. I remember like fighting other students for it because like I want not like physical, but like
Okay.
arguing. Like, no, I want the pizza table. And I remember like using it for like my dolls at home and like I like loving little pizza tables. But yeah, maybe that's a little bit of a nostalgic collectible. I probably still
Mhm.
have one somewhere in one of like my boxes of memories.
Right. All you have to do is if a kid's trying to take it is lift up your hand that has the gauntlet and just sit it down and then everyone walks away. They sprint. And then it's
Right,
like, I
exactly.
can grab it now. No one's gonna mess with me if I have the gauntlet in my hand, you know?
Yeah, you're like, it will be mine.
Yeah. And when it gets close, you just hit the gauntlet at them, you know, activate one of the stones and,
Stones,
and
like they're done. They'll just disintegrate, you know?
yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I feel too bad though. I was like, for being stubborn, I'm extremely non-confrontational. So like it's a weird combination of like I want the table, but I'm not gonna argue too hard
Okay.
because I don't want any conflict.
hmm
So it was like just me being like overly sweet to try and just like, please, can I have the table?
Yeah. That
Yeah.
was me at class parties, and there was one cupcake left in the package. And I was
Oh,
standing up, and someone said, "Do you want it?" And in my head, I was like, "Of course I want it. What do you think I'm standing here for?" But I say, "No, you can have it. Sure, go
oh.
ahead. It's all yours." And they take it. I'm like, "I should have said what I wanted to
Like
say."
you, yeah, like inside all the resentment is just boiling up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, I'm definitely that kind of a person. I'm working on it. I'm working on like trying to speak up and be better about like, no, like I would like this. And
Mm-hmm.
even just like, it's so weird, even just going to like stores. Like if someone's like, can I help you? And like I do need their help, but I'm like, no, I don't want to like
Yeah,
bother you. Even though
I'll
it's your
find
job.
it.
Like, no, no, I'm fine, I'll find it. But I'm like trying to be better. It's like, actually, yes, so I don't have to spend an extra 40 minutes in the store looking through
Mm-hmm.
hangers, you know?
Yeah, associate taps you on the shoulder. Hey, buddy, it's 11 p.m. We're about to close. You've been in here since 5 p.m. Is everything okay? It's just like, no, yeah, I got it. It's just, I'm
Yeah,
looking
take
for
your
one
time.
item. But, we're closing, right? I'll find it in like two
Fine,
minutes.
yeah, don't worry
Yeah.
about it. You just locked me in here. It's fine.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure I'll find it at some point.
Totally.
If you could choose what your stones could do on your gauntlet, what would those 6 stones be?
Oh, 6? Oh my gosh. Ooh, I don't. Oh, that's so hard. World peace. I feel like I'm in a like that's a pageant answer, right? World
Okay.
peace. Okay, selfishly, if they could do things. Like, are we talking like for myself or on like a grand scale of things?
It can be both.
Both? Okay. On
hmm
like a grand scale of things, I think it'd be cool like if one of them could like give me the ability to like read people's minds. I think that'd
Okay.
be like almost like a superpower, I guess. Less of a stone, but a superpower. Oh, I think the time bending one. Like I'd keep that. Like that's so cool. Like the idea to like I'm obsessed with like especially like the fashion from like earlier decades. That's why I want to be in a period piece so bad. I'm gonna talk it into existence. Like the
hmm
1950s or like way back and like the big ball gowns. So like I think it'd be so cool to time travel and like I just like get all the dresses and put them on and wear them. So that's why I want to time travel for no
hmm
other reason, not to stop any like world catastrophes or anything. I just want to try on pretty
You're
dresses.
right.
I think another one would be like to have like nature grow like wherever. I think that'd be super cool.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, with like everything that's happening with like deforestation and everything. I think
Right.
it'd be cool to be like tree, and then like there's just like a tree that's like 100 years old. Um, I'd have to think about the rest, but I think those are like my main ones right now. What if you had to pick like a couple? What would yours be? That's such a good
Oh, one would be time travel. Going
Yeah.
back, revisiting, watching Dragon Tales again for the first time, or How to Train a Dragon for the first time, or stuff like that. Another stone to um, turn discontinued items in front of me. A lot of discontinued snacks are gone, and if I could just imagine it with one of the stones, I could continue eating that snack,
Yeah.
with
Again.
no worries.
Oh, the joys of adolescence.
hmm
Just the constant snacking.
Yeah. Your whole day is just snacking. Breakfast,
It is.
snack, lunch,
Mom, can I
snack,
snack? Mom,
dinner, sninner. Dinner is actually sninner, snack
dinner.
and
I
dinner.
want it. Yeah, exactly. Snack and dinner. It's pretty good. That's good. Yep. Snacking.
And I think one of the stones would be no effect on unhealthy food. If I eat it, I can just activate it, no
Yeah.
problem.
Get all the
Just the effects just get stripped away like
that'd be so
that.
nice. Or like if you can make like spinach. That's not fair because I actually really like spinach and broccoli. But like
Mhm.
if like I'm trying to think of like a food I don't like. I'm not a big fan of turnips. Like maybe if I can
Hmm.
make turnips taste like cake, like that'd
Okay.
be amazing.
Oh,
Just like make the healthy food taste like whatever treat you want.
right.
That way everyone else too is like, wow, like you're eating so healthy. And you're like, yeah, I know.
I know. This
It's
is
just
so
so good.
crazy.
I know, but it still has like all the nutrients of like all like the healthy stuff, You're still
Hmm.
getting your antioxidants. I'm actually a nutritionist, so like talking about like nutrients in food, this is perfect.
Hmm.
Still getting all the good stuff that you need. I love have you ever seen a watermelon radish? It's so cool. The inside of it looks like a watermelon. It's like green on
Oh,
the outside and then it's all pink. You'll have to look it up after this. There's also those,
okay.
and then there's like candy cane radishes, and they look like candy canes. They don't taste like watermelon,
Okay. Dang
but
it.
they look really cool.
Okay. That's next level vegetable stuff right there.
Those would be good ones to be like, okay, I want this to taste like an actual candy cane
Mhm.
or an actual watermelon instead of the weird peppery taste of radishes.
Yeah. Did you ever buy a lot of things the kids were buying back in the day? Bacon lotion or bacon chapstick and all those interesting
So
products.
so gross. I think I had bacon soda. I remember buying bacon soda. It was so gross. It was
Ooh. Yeah.
so yeah.
Mm,
12-year-old me thought it was a great idea.
right.
12-year-old me after drinking it thought it was a horrendous
Right.
idea. Yeah. So
I
I think
want
those
to,
were the only bacon things, but
yeah, I want to keep the food in, not out. They want to try to keep that things that way.
yeah. It's like I love bacon, just not as soda. Just keep them
Right.
separate. I like soda. I like bacon. They don't need to be friends.
Yeah, that's where we draw the line here.
Yeah, that's where we draw the line at baking soda. Absolutely.
We've gone too far with the
Exactly.
sodas.
Yeah. I want to know like who was in like the like meeting of being like bacon soda.
Hey, Johnny, I got an idea for you. They
Bacon
strangely
soda.
have 1950s voices in this
Yeah,
meeting.
they're 19. We're gonna do bacon soda, you know. So like a girl in like the 50s attire being like, it's
Mhm.
bacon. Yeah.
Dolly Zoom on one of the guest reaction, like, what? Is she crazy?
And then like showing like a still of bacon and then a still of soda and then an explosion and then them together. I can see it. I can see the commercial now.
Baking soda. Good for a millisecond.
Yeah. Good idea. Not so great
Right.
taste.
Yeah, there's a rocket phase by my house, and I would go there all the time. And I do remember seeing baking soda in the fridge, but I didn't grab it.
Yeah. See,
The
you're
kid in me
smart.
kind of pulled the hand back and said, "Trust me, in the future, you've had this, and I'm coming back to somehow warn you
Save you.
telepathically not to touch the soda." And I
Yeah.
just follow the movement. Oh,
Mhm.
okay,
You're like, all right, fine. I can hear you. I will listen.
right,
Trust me, it did you good. It did you well.
yeah.
Oh, great. I read this really interesting book, and it's one of my favorites. It's called like Conversations with God, and it's not really a religious book. It's more like spirituality. But he talks about like how there is no like time. There's no sense of like time is all happening at the same time, but you're just experiencing different moments of it. It's very heady. It's very like kind of confusing to read, but I kind
Hmm.
of like that idea of being like, well, everything's just happening at the same time, so you don't have to worry about whether you're doing all the things that right now. Does that make sense? Because it
Right.
already is happening. very confusing. But
Mm-hmm.
I like that idea. It makes me seem less stressed of like everything I'm not accomplishing. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? I feel like it's made quarantine a little bit easier. I'm like, it's okay though, because the future is already happening.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Progress is
Yeah.
being made, Future
Exactly.
me can eat as many French fries as he wants, and he shreds daily on his skateboard. Every day he's becoming pro at it. Were you a shredder? Did you shred daily back in the day with the skateboard or the bike?
Uh, yes and no. I
Okay.
want to be cool. Like I remember having the skateboard in our backyard, and I remember being
Oh.
like, yeah, yeah, we had one, and I remember being like, I'm so cool, like I am skateboarding, but like I could barely get it from like point A to point B without falling.
Okay.
So was I an actual skateboarder? In my head, yes.
Yeah.
In actuality, no.
You have the Sherlock Holmes detection where you can predict the injury before it happens. It's like, oh, I'm gonna
Exactly.
fall off and my ankles, my elbow skin's just it's just gonna fly off.
I do remember rollerblading a lot though as a kid. That I was decent at that. Granted, I was padded from head to toe. Like I had the wrist guards and the, the elbow pads and the knee and the giant helmet. But we have like videos of when I was younger. The only thing is I think I was a little too spacey to be like any really good, like to be really good at those kinds of things. Cause like especially being outside. Like if I was indoors, I'd be fine. I did gymnastics and whatever not. But like we have a video and I'm in like full rollerblades and I'm rollerblading and then I go, a butterfly. So, and then just like, hit the pavement. So I
Yeah.
think I was a little bit too easily
Ooh.
enthralled with what was around me to be like
Yeah.
a pro at it.
One of my neighbors was doing something on the street and the trick didn't work out. And he was down 1 second, got up, and I don't know what he did to his arm, but it was just red.
Ooh,
Just red. And I remember seeing that at a distance going, oh my gosh. No more,
stop.
I'm not doing that. This is a sign from the universe saying this could be you. And I said, all right, I'm listening as much as I
Maybe,
can. Yeah.
maybe that was the future you putting that in front of you, being like,
Yeah.
hey, this could be you, but let's not do it. So,
Right. Oh man. I see that a lot too. Some people that ride skateboards and penny boards, they'll fall off and you hear the loud smack of the
yeah,
pavement, campus like kabam, and then someone goes, oh, are you okay? They're like, yeah. Yes, I actually meant to do that. Actually, see, there's a camera guy over there with his camera out, and we're getting a shot for a movie, and then you walk away and you go, I didn't see the camera, man. What are you talking about? You're looking around for it. Look, kid, hey, he tricked me. Oh,
yeah.
dang
They're just trying to
it.
brush it off,
Yeah.
their ego still intact. Oh, yeah, that sound haunts me. Like when you hear body just hit, mm-mm, I'll avoid.
Yeah. If you could Amazon drone something, what would it be?
If I could what?
Amazon drone something?
Oh, Amazon. Ooh,
Yeah.
Amazon. I feel like that, like, I don't know if I can think of anything right now, but like there's a lot of moments where I like forget to order something from like Amazon. And like there's certain specific things that you can only order from Amazon. And then I feel like in those moments that'd be super handy to just be like, now that would be super cool. Like just that's so wild that that's a thing. Maybe like supplements, which sounds so silly, but like it sucks when you run out of supplements and you forget to order new ones because then you're
Hmm.
like you have like the empty bottle and you're like no, and you have to wait 3 days and you don't take it for 3 days. So that would
Yeah.
be cool to be able to just be like
I
fish
ran
oil.
out of my zinc.
Yeah,
Where's my zinc?
yeah, or like magnesium, I need it, and then
Hmm.
just be there. That'd be cool.
A supplement in one would be quite the invention. All the supplements in one pill.
Yeah, that'd be nice. I mean, I don't know how effective it would be considering I feel like I just don't think they could fit all of like I guess that's kind of what a multivitamin is in its own way,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But they've also shown multivitamins aren't that effective. So it's like, meh. One day, I'm sure when we have like grandchildren, there'll be some kind of magic supplement pill that just gives you
Right.
everything you need. It like senses what you don't have in your body and then magically makes it
Mm-hmm.
happen.
And I'll be like, I got it. I gotta go back in time and tell everyone about
I
this.
tell her that that's when we get in our time machine and then tell
Yeah.
everyone else about the time machine, you know?
I just got the Gauntlet kids. I'll be right back. Activate a portal, go through it.
Yeah. And then you're gone, you know? Isn't that wild to think about like what it's going to be like in the future? Because I think about that and I think about like movies like Back to the Future and how, they predicted that what year was it supposed to be? Like 2015 or something? And yeah, and like now looking, it's like, well, all right, it doesn't look like that. Sorry,
Yeah.
guys. You
It's,
know? It'll be interesting to see like what actually like 2080 looks like,
mm,
because I'm sure it's going to be a lot different from maybe what we think it is.
wow.
I wonder if we're just going to have like phones implanted into our like heads.
That would
Like,
be it.
wouldn't that be wild? Almost like, like in Iron Man, like, with like Jarvis and like he's like
Hmm.
seeing everything happen in real time with his glasses. If they're going to be like that, but instead they're just like contact lenses. And they're like, or they're like just implanted. I don't
Yikes.
know if I do that. 'Cause then it's like, are you machine or are you human? Like, what's
Hmm.
controlling what?
That'd be scary.
I feel like it's going
Hmm.
that down. Only time will tell until we
Right.
have our time.
Once that happens, then we gotta go back and say, guys, listen, we made a
Yeah.
product. Well, it didn't
Yeah.
go so well. I encourage you not to do it.
Don't get the phone put in your brain,
Right. You can remember your contacts without the little, thing in your head. Just it's right here on the phone. You don't need to.
Just leave it on the phone. You're fine.
Yeah,
That way you can walk away from it. I'm a big fan of like no phone time. So like you just never be able to like have a break.
yeah. Put your phone in the basket.
Yeah.
You do want to walk around, put your phone in the
I
basket.
would never be productive. I would never get anything done if I had a phone in my brain.
Yeah.
Or maybe I would though, because like how cool would it be if you could just like think of an essay and it just like is typing and then like it like your brain connects to like the printer and it prints it out or sends it to
Oh,
the computer or whatever. I'm
yeah.
writing my final thesis project right now, so I think that's why my brain's there because I've been
Yeah,
doing
like
like
I need to
homework
write
every day.
something.
Oh, so I'd love to be able to just like think it and then it happen.
That'd be great.
It's great. Maybe they'll just create like some kind of little like like headband that you put on and then it'll do it so you can take it off.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
There we go.
But then I
Now,
feel like we're just slowly getting lazier and lazier, and I worry that we're going to become. Have you seen Wally?
yes. Hmm.
Chairs, like I think that's my favorite.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But I feel like that's where we're going toward just like everything's about convenience and like what you can just like instant gratification. So
Hmm.
you know what though? Because they're gonna time travel and tell us that not to do that, so we're fine.
Right. There we go.
Yeah, we'll be good.
Hmm.
That's why Wally, the movie, was created.
Right.
Maybe
There,
someone from
there
the
you
future,
go.
yeah, maybe someone from the future came back and created Wally as a warning. And it was like,
Right.
hey, like, this is what your future is going to look like if you don't change. So
Hmm.
maybe that's it.
That's it. There we go. Now all we got to do is write a paper to all the discontinued TV networks and say, hey, bring back Little Bear and Franklin.
Yeah,
The children
exactly.
need them. Please.
Yeah. Get us away from technology
Hmm.
or at least the crazy stuff. I think technology is good when it's used appropriately,
Yeah.
not implanted into the brain.
Right. Man, it can be a very interesting place sometimes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you always see on YouTube someone will comment, DC is better than Marvel, and oh boy, that person made a big bad move because the
Yeah.
thread is this user going back and forth with another user about why they think this
Why it's
character
better
or
and why no.
superhero or franchise. Oh my god! Whoa, guys,
Yeah,
you
it
take
gets
it to a whole new level. Take it easy here.
people take their fandoms very seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like them both.
Mhm.
I think obviously not to offend anyone, but
Right.
just their movies at least. I don't know about their comics because I'm not that into comics. But I feel like DC is starting to catch up with like Wonder Woman and everything they're doing. I feel like they're at least trying.
Right.
Yeah.
I have only seen The Dark Knight Rises and bits and clips of Batman Begins and The Dark Knight.
Have you seen Suicide Squad?
I did not.
Okay. I have a very unpopular opinion. I actually liked it. I thought it
Okay.
was good. I also love Margot Robbie though, and maybe that's why I think her as Harley Quinn is great.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but unfortunately, I didn't like Birds of Prey, which was like Harley Quinn's like movie. I just didn't think it was that great in my opinion.
Right.
But I do like Wonder Woman, even though I haven't seen the second one, but I saw the first one
Okay.
really recently actually because my brother was like, "You've never seen." He got so mad at me because he loves
Yeah.
all the superhero movies. He's like, "You've never seen it?" I was like,
His
"No."
head turned all the way around like an owl, just
Yeah, literally like what? Like a spit take of him just being
yeah.
like, what? Yeah. So I had to watch it with him and we did, and I actually really enjoyed it. But Gal Gadot is like so cool. Like I want to be her. I think that would be so cool. I mean, I'm not anywhere near her height. I think she's like a foot taller than me, but maybe one day.
He's
But
like,
you're like,
whoa, hello there.
yeah, seriously. Me being a miniature human being, and her, I think she's like 5'11" or something like that. And I am a humble 5'2" on a good day.
Oh yeah. The parents would always say, if you don't eat your veggies, you won't grow. And that scared
I
me.
hate veggies. I don't, but I don't know if I believe in this because of studies and medical science and stuff like that and articles I've read, but they say caffeine stunts your growth. And I started drinking coffee like consistently at like 11.
Uh,
Yeah, so maybe that did it. I don't know. That
uh,
or gymnastics, who knows? Or I was just supposed to be short, you know? Maybe
yeah.
nothing did. Maybe just genetic.
Mhm. I have never had coffee.
You've never had coffee?
Yeah.
Ever?
Mm-mm. I had a sip of iced coffee from Dunkin' Donuts, but I was like, "Whoa, what is this? What is this creation? This is unacceptable." And then that was it.
I am I'm an addict. I love coffee and I drink it black, like just straight, yeah, black coffee, nothing in it. I love coffee. Like
Wow.
today, I already had 3 cups, 2 decaf because I can't do that much caffeine. But
Okay.
no, I'm coffee obsessed. Like anywhere I go, like any town, any country, like I'm finding the best coffee shop. Like that's my thing. Coffee and chocolate. That's all I need. I could survive probably off of coffee and chocolate.
Wow.
I like bitter, as you can tell. I like things that are very bitter, pungent
Right.
flavors.
Just a punch in the tongue.
Yeah,
Boom.
exactly. Like
Nice
just
little
hit me.
jab.
I want flavors just hit me in the face, you know?
Mhm.
Wow, I'm just sounding slowly like I just want to be an MMA. Like I just want to be a fighter, I guess. Maybe that's it. Yeah, just like you know.
Band teacher drank black coffee.
Really?
And we
Yeah,
would
I
be
guess.
practicing in the band room. He'd just take a sip and you'd sit there and go, how is this possible? It's 7:15 in the morning. Yeah. Well, you haven't even had breakfast. How is scratch head, and then you just
Yeah.
wonder.
I'm the person that's like if it I can't do anything before I've had my coffee. Like I'm the worst. Like if anyone's over at my house or slept over or something, they're
Mm,
like first
yeah.
thing I'm doing if I'm awake, I'm like coffee. Like coffee right now. Like we got to get coffee. So
Yeah.
love my coffee, that's for sure.
I saw a video where someone tried to do a caffeine break, and they didn't even, it was supposed to be a week. They didn't even
Yeah,
make it to day 3. They were going
I've done it before.
crazy in the video. They were going nuts.
It sucks because I had to do
Yeah.
one. I was having a little bit of some health things, and we thought it maybe because of caffeine consumption. So I was like, okay, well, whatever. I'll just take a break. Oh my God, it's real.
Mm,
It's like a detox. Like I was like shaky. I was mean. I had a headache. Oh, like caffeine headaches are real. So,
yikes.
knock on wood that I will never have to do that again because it was miserable.
Yeah.
Just don't get hooked if you're not already hooked. That's what I
Okay.
recommend. You
There we
want
go.
coffee, get decaf, just don't get hooked to caffeine, kids.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, feature me probably whenever I see coffee.
Yeah, with
And it
like
just
smart.
knocks me hard in the head. I forget. I guess I'll just have a smoothie. I guess. Oh, that was weird. My head hurts. Ouch. I don't know who hit me. Must have been a kid that threw a rock at me. I don't know.
Yeah, someone threw a rock.
Man, or did you ever buy any of the as seen on TV products? For designed for kids.
Oh, I feel like I did. Um, I feel like we never actually got them like on the TV where you had to like call the number and stuff. But I feel like in the store, if I ever saw anything with like as seen on TV, I wanted it. I thought that was like so cool. I can't remember anything specific, but I definitely remember like if it had that little like sticker on it where it was like as seen on TV, I wanted it
Right.
for sure.
What about the Betty Crocker bacon fill set? Did you ever get that?
Bake, not the Betty Crocker. I had an easy bake oven.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
that's food
I
poisoning. Yeah.
Yeah, and I loved that thing. I loved baking. And it started because I think I was like 4 and I like made a full brownie recipe based off I couldn't read
Oh,
yet, but like I just saw the pictures and I was able to like match the picture of the measurement with the measuring cup. So I was able to like make this brownie mix and I was trying to turn on the oven and my mom was like, "What are you doing? Like you can't play with the oven."
hmm,
And so that's when I got an easy bake oven and yeah, it just wasn't the same. The stuff tasted gross. It was kind of sludgy. But I remember doing it a lot still. Like I didn't care. Like the packets and they all
yeah,
kind of just felt the same and tasted the same. But I love that easy bake oven. But then as soon as I was allowed to like upgrade to the real oven, I was like, bye. I was like,
yeah,
I want a real oven. I want to bake real
yeah,
stuff. Yeah.
yeah. We had that rule as well. We couldn't touch the stove.
Yeah, no stove, no oven.
No,
I don't, I
no.
don't, I don't blame parents. Like now being like an aunt and stuff and like having like little ones and babysitting a lot, I'm like, don't touch anything that's hot.
Right.
Please. Like I don't want to explain burns to your parents.
Mm-hmm. It was like, what did you just say? And then all the lights just dim, and there's only
Yes.
one light on you. It's like, sorry? Question
Yeah.
mark? Oh man, yeah. If a kid show that you grew up watching were to make a return on TV,
Uh-huh.
what show would you want kids to grow up with if they made a sequel to it or a return?
Yeah, like a return. That's such a good question. I loved Strawberry Shortcake growing up.
Okay.
Like that, or I think Rainbow Bright. I feel like she had a show. I don't remember if it was a show or a book. But I really, really, I feel like Strawberry Shortcake or Dragon Tales. Like Dragon Tales,
Ooh,
it
there you
always had
go.
such a good message. It was always like really fun and lighthearted. Oh, okay, Magic School Bus.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think they actually did make a remake of that. I think they have a new one on Netflix.
Wow.
Did you ever watch that?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I loved that. Like I remember when one of the kids ate too many carrots and he turned orange.
Yeah.
I remember that episode. I remember when they like went to like the haunted music museum or whatever it
Mm-hmm.
was, and like the organ started playing on itself or playing on its own. I That show I remember vividly actually. Like
Yeah.
Drag Tales couldn't tell you a single storyline. That one I could tell you multiple.
Right.
Yeah,
I saw
that show.
an episode of Dragon Tales where the blue dragon was
Mhm.
had a cake and he had to learn to share it. And you're sitting there like, come on, just share it, will you?
Yeah, but
But
he
as a kid,
wouldn't.
you're not at that level of perspective. But I was watching it, I was getting frustrated. I was just share the cake. Everyone wants the cake. That's all you got to do. Come on, what are you doing? And then he
Yeah,
does. He does. So he learned
finally.
the importance of sharing his cake.
Sharing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that show always had really good messaging. So that would be a good one, I feel like.
Mhm. And
Mm.
I remember one episode where in Magic School Bus they went into a person,
That yes, and they
the
like
blood
shrunk down
cells.
and looked at all like the blood cells and stuff. I was actually gonna say that one. That was a good one. I remember also like really, really wanting to shrink after that and like go inside someone's body. As weird as that is. I remember being like that's so cool. I want
Yeah.
to do that. With like reality now looking back, I'm like, no, that's a little weird.
Oh my gosh. I
Cool
wonder
though.
what my brother's stomach looks like. All right, I got the Tim
I wonder,
particles. And you go.
I wonder what Taylor's veins look like. And then
Yeah.
just I think they went up like through his nose or something or in his mouth.
Oh, make him
He's like,
sneeze all the time, continuously. Just doesn't
it's like
stop.
why? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Was never able to do it though. Couldn't quite figure out how to shrink myself down to that size. But it was
Right. Yeah.
maybe that's what one of my stones would do.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Just
it makes me shrink down like Ant Man. I just become like Ant Man.
yeah.
Yeah, it's funny.
Do you think a live action Magic School Bus could work?
I feel like it could. I
Okay.
feel like Emma Stone should play the
Oh,
right.
right.
Would
Okay.
that be a good casting? Like, I feel like
Yeah.
they would totally make it work. Hire me as one of the kids. I'm a little too old, but I do it. Literally,
Mhm.
cast me. I'm in it. I'll do
Mm.
it. Yeah.
What production company do you think would most likely make that project?
Production. I feel like like Netflix would do that, something like that.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think
Hmm.
that would be like a
I see
Netflix
that.
show, or maybe Nickelodeon.
Yeah, there you
I feel
go.
like it'd be a little less serious if it was Nickelodeon. It'd be much more like face to kids. Or I feel like if
Mm,
Netflix did it, it would be more like our demographic that watched it as a kid, but now wants
mm,
to watch a more grown up version of it. You know, maybe
yeah,
Disney. There's a lot of options. You could go a lot of
right.
different ways, but I feel like Netflix would be like the safe bet.
Safe bet there, yeah. Uh, yeah, that reminds me of when I was a young lad. A lot of kids were going to see these R-rated movies, these R-rated comedies, and they would be in class throwing quotes back at each other. And I think one of the kids in my grade had finished seeing The Hangover. I was so curious, like, what is this Hangover stuff they're
That was
talking
my
about?
first R-rated movie. That's so funny. I mean, I didn't see it when it first came out. Like
Right.
I was, but because my parents were pretty like, let's not watch R-rated movies. I mean,
Mm,
it's actually really funny. I get like mad at my dad about this to this day, but he let my brother see R-rated movies before me, and we're twins. We're the same age, and I was like, no. Like if he's allowed to see R-rated movies, I'm allowed to see R-rated movies. And after many discussions with him, he finally let me watch. And it was Hangover, and I think I was probably 14, 13,
mm,
14. Like old enough to where like I was like, oh my god, like I was like I shouldn't be watching this, but at the
right.
same time, not young enough to where I'm like scarred for life.
Mm,
Yeah, it was interesting though. There's like I know like kids were like 9 watching R-rated movies. I'm like, what
yeah.
are you doing? Like no, that has a rating for a reason.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, Jerry, what did you do yesterday? I watched Halloween with, Michael Myers with my mom. Are you sure about that, buddy? I could have
Yeah,
sworn that was rated R on the TV spot I saw yesterday.
yeah. Oh, Oh, I could not imagine being 9 years old and watching some of those films.
Yeah.
One, like the horror films, I would have never slept ever again. Like
Right.
sleep would have been out of the picture. And then any of the other ones, I would have just been so like I would have been like, ah, you know?
Oh gosh, yeah. And you could tell that their humor had changed so much. Those
Yeah.
kids that would see those comedies, they'd be joking around and saying certain stuff, and they're
Yeah.
going,
You're like,
"We're in class, buddy. What are you talking about that
yeah.
stuff for?"
Like I'm 21 and I don't joke about those things.
Yeah. Whoa. You
Or
know.
like some of the jokes that they make, they go over my head. And I'm like, what? And then they one like some, one of the kids has to explain it to me and I'm like, how do you know? Like
Yeah.
I just want to like cover their ears and their mouth and be like,
Well,
oh, like you're a child.
don't say this stuff.
Yeah, bad. No.
Yeah, we gotta go back to the soap of the mouth days. It's
Yeah,
these
so
kids.
it's so funny. Some of like even my friends now who are like obviously like our age and older and everything, like they used to go home and they'll like curse around their parents or say something and their parents will still like look at them and be like, should I put soap in your mouth? And I'm like, it's just like I'm an adult, but no.
Yeah.
you know
Ooh,
it's always funny when
yeah.
like yeah, people around their parents, it's just like I don't know about you, but the minute I'm like with anyone, like even my uncles and stuff, I immediately go back to being like 12. Like it doesn't matter how old I am, I'm
Mhm.
immediately like back to being like just a kid.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a strange time period. A lot of seventh graders and eighth graders started to develop a language very dominantly.
Yeah, I
It
don't think
became
like
their language. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I don't think social media helps either. Cause like when I was that age, there wasn't social media yet. I mean, maybe Facebook, but like it
Hmm.
wasn't that popular. It was, but it wasn't. It wasn't like it is now. And kids, I think, are just so exposed to so much so young with social media and like TikTok. Like it's like, how do they avoid it? Where
Yeah.
like back, we used to have to like go watch an R-rated movie, which was very heavily monitored by parents.
Right.
Now it's like, everything's so readily available.
A little scary. A little
Little
scary.
scary, little scary, a lot scary.
Hmm. Yeah. I can't imagine
I just
seeing
hope
an
and pray they turn out okay. That's
yes.
all I can hope for.